back, everybody. It's been a little while, but there's been some major updates to the space. I think from now on we're going to call this the living room. We've got some chairs I found on the side of the road, a beer keg table adorned with some original 1972 manuals. All we need is a nice Persian rug. It's a cool, chill area. Over on the side I picked up a big Costco rack to put all the parts on and get things organized. It's turning into a cozy space, and I had a lot of fun putting the Sandblasters together in here over the past few weeks. I've had to make some big purchases to move this project forward. After some research, I found the best bang for buck and picked up a heavy-duty air compressor, a sandblasting cabinet, a pot sandblaster, the Costco rack, and even a welder. Let's begin this episode by explaining the rust damage that needs to be fixed. Now that the car's on its side, we can have a clearer view of what needs to be done. I've counted a total of 9 spots. The front end has some sloppy work that's been done in the past. The passenger side is strong, but needs to be cleaned up. The structural rail below has a major hole in it. On the driver's side you can see right into my carpet, and it seems like they patched it with fiberglass instead of metal. Some of the seams are chipping away, and the leaf spring mounts have small holes in them. The back of the car has some major structural rust at the brace on both ends. There are a couple other small chunks here and there, but it will all need to be prepped, removed, welded new, seam sealed, and paint protected. So now let's get into this shop transformation. Down. Well, it doesn't look the most level, but it's workable. And now it is exactly 36 inches, 3 feet. So it is the perfect counter height / workbench height. Now I was reaching up here before, trying to get everything down. It was way too high. So this is a good. How is this gonna be? So I'm coming from 1/2 inch and I'll come from a reducer. This is like the shoddy way of doing this. Essentially I'll go from reducer and I needed a nipple, and from the nipple I'm going to go to this, and then at the bottom of this will be my first trap. The piping will run up, it'll run down, it'll come to this next water trap, and from there I will go back out and up to air filter, water filter, and that'll take out the excess. So will 2 loops be enough? And now I can always add more later, but right now, I only have so many of these. Quarter, and there will be 1 attached on there, and the tube will hook in there, and then I need to get to a 1/2 inch. So I have a 3/8 nipple, and then I have a bushing here, and I'm gonna put the Teflon tape on all these so nothing leaks, and then that nipple fits in there. Cool. And I think that's how it's going to work. There we go, got it. that it? Well. So that's essentially it. If I need to add more runs, then you know what, I can easily take these off, cut more tube, you know, shift everything over and add another run. It's no problem. I got it on a really light plywood, so I can just put it right on the wall and drill it in. But for the most part, I could test to see if it leaks. So that's essentially it. That'll hook up to here. Hopefully it traps some moisture. Hopefully the decant takes out some of the moisture, and it's got a pressure regulator. And that can now go to, I think, my Sandblaster, which is going to be close by. Or I can run a line all the way to a Sandblaster over there, if I have the room. I'm afraid of blowing something up here. So that noise you're hearing is the leak down there, which I'll have to figure out. But looks like if I go, you know, this way, it opens up. If I go backwards, it also makes a sound. I don't fully understand what that is. And on these guys, you can hear that there's a leak. Big one here, so I'll figure that out. See if it's leaking anywhere else, but as far as these go, yeah, they work, so. Okay, so I got a little soap and water in this, so hopefully nothing. Nothing. All right, so I re-Tefloned it. More layers this time, 2 or 3. Great, well, this is ridiculous. This said on the package that it was 3/8, and this said on the package it's 3/8. And when I go together, it don't fit. I probably picked up the wrong thing. Okay, so now I have the correct couplers, M-type. Stuff is like goop, is that right? So I'll have my reel, bring it up, and boom, right on there. That's awesome. So then I got my 1/2 inch coming out of the hose reel, and I have my 3/8 adapter, which will go on like that. And then I have the 3/8 coupling. That's on there. Test. So I've got it. It's only been on for a minute now, but if air's getting to it, which is great. Looks like it's building pressure. Freaks me out, but let's see if this does anything. There we go. That is great. Okay, so you can see what was going on. I think it's more about pressure, and I think you really have to minimize how much sand is going through, because at the beginning it was just a big, huge bunch of sand, and it chopped a bunch of this rust away. But I think it's way more about the air pressure and much less about how much sand is coming through. So yeah, you can see how nicely this actually turned out. I got to learn how to get better at it, obviously, but really, really clean compared to before. Super happy with it. It actually lasted quite a bit longer. I hardly used any of the bed. I think best thing to do is get all the corners and use a wire brush or something like that. So I'm a bit of a mess because I was cleaning up all the glass around here and everything. But I started setting up the blast cabinet, and there were a couple things. I didn't just want to build it. I watched a bunch of videos online, and people had upgrades that were kind of a must for this system. I'm going to be putting all my parts in here, everything back there that can fit, in a nice contained unit that can recycle media over and over again. So I just have the bare bolts put into these, and one of the things that I learned was you should put the bolts in backwards. That way, you're not snagging yourself on the inside. Also, something I learned was you should flip this upside down so that you get a little shelf, kind of just a little freebie. So this is the cap that goes underneath. So what I've seen, and you've probably seen from a lot of people online, is the cap that goes here, whatever way it goes, this way. People put a large hole in here, and they have a metering valve, which is just a bunch of pipes that connects to a hose and recycles back into the system. So that's something that I want to check out, and I've got all the parts for it, so hopefully that works. Something I also want to do is, because this is these are very large holes, if there is anything too rusty, maybe not on this project because there's not too much crazy rust, but in the future, if I have something crazy rusty, the rust can fall through here and get caught in the system and clog it up. So this just lifts up, and I bought a mesh screen, very fine, that can fit right in here and just be sandwiched in. So I think that's a great addition. All of the seams, I heard these units because they're cheap. If I maybe open this up, all of the seams I'm going to seal with polyurethane, just so that nothing leaks out and it's airtight. For the top of the unit, the mods that I had for this was the vacuum system. So everyone online said to get one of these. So here, let's see, dust stopper. So apparently if you run these things with a vac, they get really, really clogged up, and this thing is supposed to separate the dust or something like that. Otherwise, a large light I bought off Home Depot. It's going to be coming in the next few days. I found magnetic lights, which I think is the best way to go. So if I need, they're both 2,000 lumens, pop them both in, turn them on when I need to, recharge them. I think that's the best thing instead of wiring something. So I said I was going to go with a magnetic system, so I don't need this, but I need to plug up these holes somehow, so. That's one thing. All right, so I'm gonna go start on the metering valve with this 1-inch conduit connector. I think it's like a waterproof conduit connector. So I'm gonna put it on either side. Made a hole, kind of terrible, but it fits right in there. Watch it down. So this essentially is the metering valve. It looks a little bit goofy. Yeah, I'm gonna seal everything up and the sand will come down through here and it'll move through here and air will be sucked in through here. And I'll have a tube on the end. Fits like that. I'll have to stretch it over and it will feed right back into my gun. Fits in, and the grommet. Let's see. Because that fits in there, perfect. And then this goes through. So we'll see how much. Maybe here. You probably need, it's a big tube. So it's like, how much am I gonna need? I'm probably gonna need, that much. Let's lube her up. Yeah. Perfect. Right to there. Like but this little cap comes off and this fits perfectly in there. So I can have this right here. My vacuum will go into there and suck out all of the debris. Come on. Last one. Does not want to go on, whatever I do. Stupid thing. So let's use this as a prop here, a little test. Nice and see-through here, let's see. So it looks like I can see what I'm doing. Clean, 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 clean. And we got a quick connect. We're just gonna do an air test for now. Okay, it's loud, but let's see if the gun works. Oh, it blew the hose right off. Oh my goodness. So this thing's totally smooth. The hose just came right off. It just slipped right off. There's no way to put it on. So I'm gonna have to get a barbed fitting for a 1/4 inch. This is so stupid. Okay, it's gonna get loud, but let's see if this works. I'm gonna turn on the metering valve just a little bit. No way. And there she is. Let's see if I can get the other one for comparison. This one I've still got attached, but yeah. Oh, that's gonna be so much fun. That is incredible. Oh, this is gonna be nice. With all the new equipment set up, that's it for this episode. It was a long one, so thanks for making it to the end. Now we're basically all ready to get the undercarriage prepped, as well as take apart all the suspension parts. See you in the next one.